Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Star Trek, the original series, Season 1, Episode 7. It's called What Are Little Girls Made Of? Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So this one is another, we get a second Kirk episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how 7 episodes in we have the duplicate person thing. Obviously it's very different, it's not...
It is, and they know it's exactly what's going on this time.
Yes, so there's differences. It was just kind of amusing that it was the same thing. This one's actually kind of infamous. This is the one where Kirk spends a good minute holding a rock that's a giant cock, just casually.
Aye. No missing that, is there?
There's not. Did they realise that on set? It was, between takes with Shatner going, guys, this is a bit...
Someone must have realised. There's no way you can't miss it.
This is a bit phallic shaped, guys. I don't know, maybe... maybe at least smoothing out the top of it so that it's not got the head. I mean, that...
it's just so... It had to have been intentional, surely.
I don't know.
I think someone did it as a bet, going, bet you I can make Shatner hold a cock.
Well, okay, sure, yeah, I would buy that, like the set design or the whoever was doing the effects, the props. I can buy that they were like, you know what, this will be funny. I'm going to make this look like a cock.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way it was an accident.
But at the same time, I'm struggling to imagine the scenario in which the cast are on set, the director's there, producers are maybe kicking around, and they're filming this scene,
and no one notices,
and no one says, wait a minute, that's a cock.
So I tried to justify the thing about does it play into the themes of the episode at all, but
no,
it doesn't. I had to think, just like, is there a way that I can think, something to do with a cock on this episode? But there's just not.
No.
It's just a prop guy having fun.
So the plot of this one is Nurse Chapel's fiancé is Dr. Roger Corby, and he's on this planet, this remote planet. It's kind of all these planets in this show are like empty, barring the one like station that's there to do work.
To be fair, I mean the whole point is they're just going to settle the planet.
Oh yeah, I know.
Or research, so there's a good reason for them to be empty.
Yeah, one's not a problem. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I know they might be out in the fringes of space, but it's funny how there's always people already there. Like the whole spiel at the start is where no man has gone before. Well, no, there's one there. He's on the planet.
Well, yeah, okay. There's no arguing with that.
I don't care. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get in and the doctor's all very, no, just Kirk. And he's like, oh, my fiancée is there? Yeah, bring her too. Bring Nurse Chapel. So it's just Kirk and Chapel who go down. Until, of course, Kirk gets 2 red shirts to beam down. And the first one doesn't even last 3 minutes. The second one
lasts about another 90 seconds.
Yeah, he makes it to maybe 5, just scrapes 5 minutes.
Just, obviously, this is still quite early in the show production, and is this the first time the red shirts have actually been red shirts?
Maybe.
Because I remember we've been saying a lot how, well, they're not in red shirts, but they're spiritually red shirts.
Yeah, maybe this is the start of actually being a thing.
This time I noticed they were actually red shirts. It
was just funny, though, because it was just down, he's like, alright, this might be dangerous. Beam me down to security members, Scotty, and it's like, 2 red shirts. I'm like, well, they're not lasting long. And sure, they lasted even less than I thought they were going to.
Oh, yeah, that was like record time almost.
That first guy, obviously it's implied that the big guy, Ruck pushed him, but he dies off camera. You just hear a scream, and Kirk turns round and he's fallen down a pit.
It's just fall off a ledge.
It's like the most silly, idiotic death ever. It's pathetic.
I feel bad for that guy. Like, oh yeah, I'm in Star Trek. I got shoved off a ledge off screen.
Like, obviously, yeah, he was pushed, but at this point in the episode when we don't know he's been pushed yet, I'm thinking, could this character even use a knife and fork? Could he even be trusted to do that? He can't even walk without falling down a pit.
You have to imagine, what was Kirk thinking? Because he doesn't know he's been pushed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's like, wait, did this guy actually just fall off a ledge? Why do I trust these people on my ship?
My security team, the best in the galaxy. Oh dear. So yeah, the plot is basically the Doctor's actually found rocks and technology, and a guy named Ruck who has been there since the old ones, and it lets him build androids. So that's the kind of the twist. His assistant dude turns out to be an android, and they hold Kirk and Nurse Chapel there, sort of under duress. They're like, no, you can't tell anyone what's going on. You can't beam anyone down. You can't take us up yet. You have to let me explain. And it's kind of like a Mad Doctor plot in like a sort of really colourful looking cave. It's a very colourful cave.
This is very colourful.
Actually, I enjoyed all that stuff at the start when it was like them all sneaking around and like the big guy, Ruck's just kind of like poking his head out, and there's a lot of nice little cat and mouse kind of things going on. Good atmosphere down there. I'll give it that.
Nice.
But yeah, so I love he introduces who turns out to be a female android, Andrea, and which, by the way, she's wearing like this blue and green uniform that the Doctor's also wearing, and later on Kirk's wearing it as well. I just want to point out how skimpy the female version of this uniform is.
Yeah, hers is just like sashes.
Yeah, like the guy's uniform is like complete head to toe, all the way, like the sleeves, long sleeve. Not that short sleeves is like promiscuous, alright, but long sleeves.
How extreme it is
like
compared.
Yeah. Everything but their face and hands is covered.
Yeah.
The female uniform that Andrea's wearing, it's like two thin strips just covering the boobs and no more.
Pretty much, and you see there's Chapel's look when she walks out, just the eyes, and I was like, okay.
Wait, Andrea? He never mentioned an Andrea.
Yeah. It just keeps cutting to between them, of just her eyes going up and down.
Yeah,
it's cracking me up.
Yeah, and obviously, as soon as they reveal their androids or whatever, I'm like, right, so he's got a sex bot, that's fine. And he keeps going on how she's not a sex bot, but then he's like ordering to kiss people.
Yeah, I like how they address that. That's obviously what people think.
Yeah. Which probably in the 60s they were less likely to want people would feel less inclined to come out and just say it.
Yeah. So they can't, but they're not very subtle about it either, are they?
No, it's like they're not subtle, but at the same time they don't outright say anything either.
No,
they avoid the direct language. No one says you're banging that robot.
To be fair, I'm not sure they'd say that now either.
They could.
They could, but not necessarily. They might still beat around the bush a little bit.
Right, you're forcing me to bring up Buffy here, but I need to bring up Buffy because there was the Buffy bot. There was a sex bot in Buffy.
There was.
And okay, the exact sentence "banging a robot" might not have been used, but it wasn't danced around.
No, but I could see how it may be danced around still.
Okay.
I don't think it would stick out that much to me.
The most direct it got, though, which I actually really liked this line, again, it was Chapel getting sort of jealous and snarky, was when Dr. Roger Corby's out and he's like, oh, they're androids, they're lifelike, they're not real, but look at the skin tones, it's all realistic in the flesh, there's actually a warm feel to the flesh. And then Nurse Chapel from distance goes, how convenient. That was as on the nose as it got.
But it's enough that every single person knows exactly what it was.
yeah. So we got that. But then he's like, right, Kirk, I'm going to prove it to you. And he puts Kirk in this Wheel of Fortune, we'll call it.
Yeah.
I'll take a Vil for 9,000, please. And he spins them, and they've got this like mold, this rocky mold thing they've got, and this is like, oh, this is how you make an android. I don't quite understand how this rock becomes something, because we see like the skin gets ripped open, you see like circuits and cables and stuff. I'm not quite. If anything, if you're going to start it with like a mold like that, I would expect it to be more organic. Still a copy, still fake, but
yeah, but it's magic rock show.
It's Magic Rocks Yo.
Well, what do you want?
It doesn't line up, is all I'm saying. The other thing that doesn't line up for me, so he makes this Kirk bot, right? Kirk copy, Kirk bot. He spins it really fast, and the mold turns into another Kirk. Even his like memories and stuff go over. Like they do both. And I was like, wait a minute. So
you
you've
just
made
span him a bit.
Yeah. Well, not that. I mean, obviously that's stupid, but that's not what I'll accept that works. I'll accept that your technology to do it works. But you made this Kirk bot by copying the real person.
How were the other people?
Yeah, was Andrea a real person? Was the other assistant you had that died quite quickly a real person?
The assistant has to have been, because Nurse Chapel goes,
that's
don't
true.
you remember
Yeah,
me?
that's true. Yeah. And obviously, Corby also turns out to be an android by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough, but
so I assume Andrea must have been there at some point as a real person.
Poor girl. What happened to the real one?
But obviously, because the others are all based off real people, and we know that, the logical assumption is that she must be.
I suppose that's fair. But it was just that it was. To be fair, at this point, I didn't know Corby was, because even though I've seen it years ago, I didn't remember.
Yeah.
And I keep doing that to indicate the spinning table, but I don't know why I'm still doing it.
I don't know. It's not even relevant anymore.
I know.
Every time you bring up there's an android, it's like, oh,
So that's the gist of the episode. And at one point they send fake Kirk up to the ship, and Kirk, being very smart, put in a little sort of racist dig. It's as he was being spun, he said something racist about Spock, so that when the fake Kirk goes up to the ship and he says the same, it's about something about being a half-breed, was the line. Spock realizes something's afoot. Captain wouldn't say that, and that's what prompts Spock to
finally learning.
Although, to be fair, Spock just kind of shows up after everything ends anyway. He doesn't really save anyone.
Yeah. I think that's kind of my biggest problem with this episode. There's not enough of anyone else of the crew.
Yeah, McCoy's not even in it. Spock's got like 2 scenes, if that.
It's Kirk's episode, and that's fine, but I miss the group dynamic.
As do I. That said, I actually still kind of like this episode.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad episode.
Like I say,
it's still good.
I thought it was good atmosphere down in the caves. We do have the silly cock rock. That's it. I don't think anyone's ever made a porn parody of a candy before, but you know how Pop Rocks?
Yeah.
I said cock rock and it made me think of that. I'm like,
you have a strange mind.
Put it in your mouth and it'll pop. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, can we not just brush past it? What just happened?
Mistakes were made.
Yep.
Mistakes were made. But meanwhile, down the planet, basically Corby tells Kirk his plan about how we should replace members of society with androids because they'll never die, and we can take away their hatred and their all the negative aspects, anger and need for violence and war and the rest of it. And Spock's like, it's not Spock. Kirk's like, yeah, but you'll also take away love and compassion and sentiment and all the things that actually make us enjoy life and make us human and all the rest of it. And so, yeah, it offers some interesting debates. And again, it's, humanity is needed, both the good and the bad are needed to try and make
It's a very common theme already, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's something, obviously, that they got to with The Enemy Within, which, incidentally, was also the Two Kirks episode. But, I liked all that stuff. The other stuff I really liked was the idea of the old ones. I was actually almost a little disappointed I didn't go into this more. Like,
yeah, you didn't learn any more about it.
Who were the old ones? Because it turns out Rock was like, alright, they created this technology, and then he was one of them, and he rebelled and ended up destroying them. And I was like, oh, that sounds really cool, the old ones. I want to hear more about these old ones. It's interesting. But it was enough mystery, and I liked the set and good atmosphere. The general sort of question that's brought up. The actual technology is really, really goofy, but I do like robot stories, so that's always fun. Kirk kind of makes Andrea like more human by kissing her a lot, which makes her want affection.
Classic Kirk, innit?
Classic Kirk, yeah.
Do you think Shatner had something in his contracts like, well, I want to be kissing someone at least once every 3 episodes, and they have to be attractive?
It feels like that, doesn't it?
It really does. And it's like, and every 2 episodes, I need to be shirtless.
And if you combine the kissing with shirtless, then
I will hold a cock rock.
I will hold a cock rock. But yeah, so she has this weird moment where she wants the affection of Corby after he's revealed to be a robot, and she like phases them both at the same time as their mid kiss, and it gives them this weird kind of, I guess, romantic ending. I think maybe that's the ultimate failing of the episode, is that you don't really her story of becoming a little bit more human isn't really explored enough. It's just kind of a plot beat.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest issue of the episode. Otherwise, though, I had fun. It's definitely not one of the better remembered episodes, I don't think, because it does sort of lack a couple of these better insights that maybe we expect. But it was a fun time. Like I didn't.
It was. Let's say I think I'd have enjoyed it more if we'd had a bit more of the crew and had just the group dynamic that I was missing that at times. I noticed it wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they could have had more of fake Kirk on the ship while he was down there, but that would have felt maybe a bit repetitive of.
But maybe send someone else down with him.
Yeah,
or like even if. Yeah, I know they said they wanted Kirk down there on his own at first, but maybe after they send up fake Kirk, Spock realized pretty quickly, and he'd go down anyway, and we can have some of the group done up between those two down on the ground.
Yeah. Like I say, I like the planet, the caves. Like I thought even though it didn't make a whole lot of sense, the colourful like set design was appreciated in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I will point out there's one of the ad breaks. It's when Kirk is trying to escape, like halfway through, and Rock sort of hits him. It's after the cock rock actually, and he's like hanging off the ledge to the pit where the red shirt fell earlier, and it fades to black. It's an ad break. It's like dun, 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 like you know what's happening next.
Like he's gonna die.
Yeah, comes back after the fade to black. Obviously, I'm watching it on Blu-ray, so it's no ad break. But he's still hanging there, right? And Rock just sort of looks at him for about 3 seconds, and then lifts him up. And that was anticlimactic. Yeah, I thought you were going to go do something more with that, but no, it went to an ad break on a literal cliffhanger. Okay, it's not a cliff, but it's essentially hanging off.
For all intents and purposes,
yeah, it's hanging off a cliff edge, and it just comes back, and it's like.
I mean, technically, it is a cliff, right? Because a cliff is just a sharp drop.
True, but you don't really think of a cliff like if it's inside, like in a mountain.
It's not,
inside.
But they say it's bottomless.
That's true, but pit feels because you wouldn't call like if you're at like an actual cliff, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't call it a pit. It's a cliff.
I agree.
But
underground is usually pit, but because there's no bottom, because they specify that. I'm not entirely sure of the physics of that, but
Well, it can't actually be literal bottomless because eventually there has to be something.
Yeah, you'd think, but
even if it's the core of the planet itself, there has to be something eventually.
Again, you would think, but they're creating androids out of magic rocks, so
basically by putting on "You spin me right round, baby, right round" and going for it.
Exactly.
Oh dear.
We had fun this out though, didn't we?
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun episode. I think it goes in nice and quick. It doesn't feel like it drags. It keeps the ideas flowing. And even if it doesn't nail all the ideas it's doing, at least the idea that he wants to replace people, like it's almost like the pitch for a lot of modern shows that have this idea of like robots replacing people and that kind of thing.
It's one of those things where this feels like such an overplayed idea at this point almost. But
I'm sure in the 60s it might have been like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's like, okay, seen this, done that.
Yeah. Whereas now you wouldn't know for like a season, then the reveal, oh crap, this high-ranking official is actually a robot. Like that would be the thing now. But there you go. You can see why it maybe inspired certain writers and stuff like that grew up with this. And
I do feel that about a lot of this show, where you can see so many of the things it's influenced just so blatantly.
Oh yeah. I feel the same when I watch the old Twilight Zone. You can see a lot of things in that. You can see blatant movie plots that have been lifted from it. But there you go. That's what a little girl's made of. So thank you very much. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. It helps us out a lot. Of course, get us on Twitter at meld_fuzz. Individual Twitters are on the screen. And that's us. That's this week's Star Trek. We'll be back next week with episode 8. I'm just keeping the numbers straight in my head. That's was 7, right?
It was. It's extra confusing because there's the unaired pilot.
Yeah, but at least IMDb has that as episode 0, so it doesn't throw me off. Like their number.
I always just think, like, whenever I see them, that I just know it's there. So it's like, okay.
It's Netflix that's the asshole, because Netflix has The Cage as episode 1, which is wrong.
It does, and that's really confusing for anyone who watches it on there.
Yeah. But alas, what are little girls made of is this episode. Back with the next one next week. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.